Ambassador John Miller stood in the giant meeting room of the Galactic Council. He looked at the many alien beings who sat in seats that went up high like steps. There were more than 300 different kinds of aliens there. Some had many eyes. Some had shells like bugs. Some were made of gas in special containers. All of them were looking at John. Many did not look happy to see a human. John took a deep breath. He needed to be calm. The future of Earth and many other worlds depended on what happened here today. "Thank you for letting me speak," John said. His voice was strong and did not shake. "I am here to ask the Council to look again at the problem with the Krivax. They are moving into our part of space. This puts Earth in danger. It also puts 17 other young worlds in danger." The head of the Council was called Zextral. He was tall with a hard outer shell that shined under the lights. His face had big eyes and moving parts that clicked when he talked. The computer that changed his words to English said he was amused. "We have already looked at what Earth asked for," Zextral said. "We will not change our minds. Humans are not made for fighting in space. Your bodies are weak. Your minds are too full of feelings. You are not good enough for war between stars." Many aliens in the room nodded. Some made strange sounds that meant they agreed. John felt anger rise in his chest, but he kept his face calm. "We have fought many wars on our world," John said. "We know how to fight." "Yes," said Zexitral, "and that is why we know you cannot help. We have looked at your history. Your people always talk about how bad war is. Your stories, your songs, your leaders, they all say war is something to fear. You want peace too much. The Krivax are strong and do not fear war. They will win, and you will lose." A round ball of glowing orange gas floated forward. This was the person who spoke for the Voltar, another powerful alien group. "The Voltar agree," it said in a high voice. "Human stories always show war as a bad thing, not something good. You make movies about the pain of war. You write books about how war hurts people. This shows you are afraid." John started to speak, but Zexitral held up one of his forearms to stop him. "We have decided," the Council head said. "Humans will leave the space that the Krivax want. You have 30 days to get out. The Krivax can have those star systems." John felt cold inside. This was very bad news. But there was nothing more he could do here. "I understand," he said, though he did not agree. "Thank you for your time." John walked out of the big room. In the hallway, his helper, Susan Owen, was waiting. She saw his face and knew the news was not good. "They said no?" she asked. "Yes," John said. "They think we are weak because we don't like war. They think we fear it." "That's not right," Susan said. Her eyes were angry. "Just because we know war is terrible doesn't mean we can't fight when we need to." John nodded. "They don't understand humans. They think because we talk about peace, we can't handle war. They haven't learned that the people who hate war the most are often the ones who are best at fighting it." They walked down the long hall. The walls were made of a strange metal that seemed to glow from inside. Outside the big windows, stars shined in the blackness of space. John stopped and looked out at them. "We need to call Earth right away," said. "The Council won't help us. The Krivax are coming, and they have already started to attack our outer colonies." "What will Earth do?" Susan asked. "What we've always done when pushed too far," John said. His voice was quiet but hard. "We'll show them why we try so hard to avoid war. We'll show them what happens when humans have no choice but to fight." Susan looked worried. "The Krivax are very strong. They have more ships than us, more weapons." "Yes," John said. "But they don't understand us. They think our hate of war makes us weak. They don't know that we've spent hundreds of years getting better and better at fighting, all while hoping we would never have to use those skills again." John took out a small device and pressed a button. A safe line to Earth opened. "This is Ambassador Miller," he said. "The Council has refused to help. The Krivax will not stop. It's time for Plan B." On the other end, a woman's voice answered. "Understood, Ambassador. We hoped it wouldn't come to this, but we're ready." John put the device away and looked at Susan. "It will take me 2 days to get back to the ship. When I do, I want all the news about what the Krivax are doing." "Yes, sir." Susan said. Do you think Earth can win? John thought about the ships that Earth had been building in secret. He thought about the weapons no one knew they had. He thought about the soldiers who trained every day, hoping they would never be needed. I don't know if we can win, he said, but I know the Krivaks will. Be sorry they started this fight. The Council thinks we dread war because we're afraid. They're about to learn that we dread it because we know exactly how good we are at it. As they walked toward their ship, news was already coming in from the edge of human space. The Krivaks ships had attacked a small human colony. Many people were dead. The war had started, and the Galactic Council was about to see what happened when humans were forced to do the thing they hated most. General Mary Lewis stood in the war room on Earth. The room was deep under the ground where it would be safe from attacks. Big screens on the walls showed maps of space with little lights that moved. Each light was a ship. The red lights were Krivak ships. The blue lights were human ships. There were too many red lights. How bad is it? Mary asked. Her face was tired. She had not slept much in the 3 days since the Galactic Council said no to helping humans. Captain Steve Jones pointed at one of the screens. The Krivaks have attacked Hope Colony. They fired big weapons from space. We think about 2,000 people are dead. Many more are hurt or missing. Mary closed her eyes for a moment. Hope Colony was small. The people there were mostly farmers and scientists. They had no way to fight back against Krivak's ships. And our ships? She asked. They are all in place, Steve said. No one knows they are there. The Krivaks think we only have a few old ships. Mary nodded. It's time, she said. Start Operation Thunder. Steve picked up a phone and spoke into it. The message would go to all Earth ships waiting in secret all around human space. On the planet Hope, things were very bad. The Krivaks had shot at the colony from space. Many buildings were on fire. People were running and trying to hide. Some were trying to help the hurt. But there was not much they could do against the big Krivak ships that hung in the sky like dark clouds. In one of those ships, the Krivaks leader named Grath looked down at the human colony. He had a hard shell like most Krivaks. His eyes were black and cold. He did not feel bad about the humans who died. To him, humans were weak. They were in his way. This is too easy, Grath said to his helper. The humans have only a few old ships. They ran away when we came. Just like the Council said, they fear war. His helper was about to agree when one of the Krivaks working nearby made a strange sound. Sir, there is something wrong, the worker said. His voice was high and scared. The space around us, it's changing. Grath turned to look at the big window that showed the space around his ship. At first he saw nothing. Then he saw it. The black space seemed to tear open. It was like someone had cut holes in the night. And from those holes came ships. Human ships. Not just a few. Hundreds of them. Maybe thousands. They were not like the old human ships Grath had seen before. These were new. They were big and sleek. They had many guns. They moved fast. Where did they come from? Grath asked. No one answered. No one knew. On the biggest human ship, the captain was a woman named Amy Baker. She sat in her chair and looked at her screen. She could see all the Krivak ships. She could see what they had done to Hope Colony. Open a line to the Krivak's leader, she said. A young man at a computer worked for a moment. It's open, Captain. Amy took a deep breath. Krivak ships, this is Captain Amy Baker of the Earthship Guardian. You have attacked a human colony. You have killed people who could not fight back. We did not want this war. We tried to talk. We tried to find peace. She stood up from her chair. Everyone on her ship was quiet. But now you will learn something. The Galactic Council doesn't know. Humans don't fear war because we are weak. We fear it because we know how terrible it is, and because we are very, very good at it. On his ship, Grath felt something he had never felt before. It was a cold feeling in his stomach. It might have been fear. Get our ships ready to fight, he said. But it was too late. The human ships moved faster than the Krivaks thought possible. They fired weapons the Krivax had never seen before. In minutes, 3 Krivax ships were damaged so badly they could not fight. Amy watched from her ship. "We don't want to kill you," she said to the Krivax. "Stop fighting. Leave human space. If you do, we will let you go." Grath was angry. He was also surprised. Where had these human ships come from? Why didn't the council know about them? Why didn't anyone know? "We will not run," he said. "The Krivax do not fear humans." "That's your first mistake," Amy said. "Now see your second." More human ships came out of the torn places in space. They surrounded the Krivax ships. They did not fire yet. They waited. Grath looked at the human ships all around him. There were so many. His own ships were already hurt. If all the human ships fired, the Krivax would lose. "What do you want?" he asked. "Leave human space," Amy said. "Go back to your own worlds. Tell the other Krivax, tell the council. Humans do not want war, but we will not let anyone hurt our people." Grath was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "We will go, for now, but this is not over." "No," Amy agreed. "It's just beginning." The Krivax ships turned and moved away from Hope Colony. The human ships let them go, but followed to make sure they left human space. On Earth, Mary watched the screens as the red lights moved away from the blue lights. It was a small win, but the war was just starting. "Send a message to all colonies," she said. "Tell them help is coming. And send a message to the Galactic Council. Tell them we need to talk again. They need to understand what they have started." Steve looked worried. "Do you think they will listen now?" "They will," Mary said, "because now they know. Humans don't fear war. We hate it. We try to avoid it. But when we must fight, we fight to win." On the screens, more human ships were coming out of hiding. Ships the Krivax never knew about. Ships the Council never saw. Earth had been building them in secret for years, hoping they would never be needed. Now they would show the galaxy why humans dread war. Not because they were weak, but because they knew exactly what they could do. The Galactic Council room was no longer calm and quiet. Aliens from many worlds talked over each other. Some yelled, some made strange noises in their own languages. Some moved their many arms or wings or tentacles in ways that showed they were upset. Zextral, the leader with the shiny shell, tried to make them be quiet. "Please," he said. His voice came through the translators that everyone wore. "We must stay calm." But the aliens did not stay calm. News had come from all over space. News about humans. News that scared many of the council members. A green alien with 6 eyes stood up. "The humans have taken back 3 Krivax bases. How is this possible? You told us they were weak." A blue alien made of something like water in a special suit added, "They have ships we did not know about. Many ships. Strong ships. Where did they come from?" Zexatral did not have good answers. He looked older than he had a few days ago. His shell did not shine as much. "Our information was wrong," he said. "We did not know. The humans hid their true strength." Into this loud room walked John Miller, the human ambassador. Everyone got quiet when they saw him. He walked to the middle of the room and waited. He did not look angry. He did not look happy, he just looked tired. "The human wants to speak," Zextral said. "We will listen." John looked around the room at all the alien faces. "You did not listen before," he said. His voice was calm but strong. "But now you will. Because now you have seen what humans can do when we must fight." He touched a small device on his wrist. A big picture appeared in the air above him. It showed human ships helping people on a planet the Krivax had attacked. It showed human doctors taking care of hurt aliens, even hurt Krivax. "You thought we were weak because we said we did not want war," John said. "You were wrong. We don't want war because we know how terrible it is. We know what it costs. We know what it does to worlds and people." The room was very quiet now. Every alien was watching and listening. "For 1,000 years on our world, we fought each other," John said. "We got very good at killing. We made better and better ways to fight. But we also learned that war hurts everyone, even the winners. So we tried to find better ways. We tried to make peace. He showed more pictures. Earth ships moving near Krivak's space. But the ships were not attacking. They were watching, waiting. We could destroy the Krivaks, John said. We have the ships. We have the weapons. But that is not what we want. We want peace. Not because we are weak, because we are wise enough to know that peace is better than war. The blue water-like alien spoke again. Then why did you hide your ships? Why did you not tell us? John smiled a small, sad smile. Would you have believed us? Or would you have feared us and tried to stop us? We kept our ships secret because we hoped we would never need them. We hoped we could join you as friends, not as warriors. Zextral moved forward. What do you want now, human? You have shown your strength. Do you want to rule the council? Do. You want to take Krivak's space for yourself? John shook his head. No. We want the same thing we wanted before. Peace. Safety for all worlds, not just human worlds. Fair rules that everyone follows. A new alien voice spoke from the back of the room. It was Grath, the Krivak's leader who had attacked the human colony. He was allowed in the council room to speak about what had happened. The humans could have killed us all, Grath said. His voice was not proud now. They had us trapped. Their ships were all around us, but they let us go when we agreed to leave their space. They even helped our hurt soldiers. The council members looked at each other. This was not what they expected. Is this true? Zextral asked John. Yes, John said. We don't want to kill. We just want to be left alone. We want to be part of the galaxy, but we will not let anyone hurt our people. And if we say no? Asked a small alien with wings. If we do not let you join the council as you wish? John looked sad. Then we will go our own way. We will protect ourselves. But that would be a sad thing for all of us. We have much we could learn from each other. Zextral was quiet for a long time. Then he said, I think we have made a mistake about humans. We thought your hate of war was a weakness. We see now it is a different kind of strength. He turned to the other council members. I think we should vote again. Should humans be allowed to join the council? Should we help them make peace with the Krivaks? One by one, the aliens voted. Most said yes. They had seen what humans could do in war. Now they wanted to see what humans could do in peace. After the vote, John went back to his ship. Susan was waiting for him. What happened? She asked. They voted to let us join the council, John said. They will help us make peace with the Krivaks. They understand us better now. Because we showed them our ships? Because we showed them we can fight? John shook his head. No. Because we showed them we can win but choose not to. Because we showed them that true strength is knowing when not to use your power. Back on Earth, Mary got the news. She looked at the screens in the war room. The red lights of Krivak's ships were moving away from human space. The blue lights of human ships were watching but not following. Send the order, she said to Steve. Our ships should stay on guard, but they should not attack unless attacked first. And send help to the planets the Krivaks hurt. Do you think the peace will last? Steve asked. I don't know, Mary said. But now everyone knows the truth about humans. We don't fear war. We hate it. And that makes us different from most species out there. They fight because they want to win. We fight only when we must, to protect what matters. And that is why when we do fight, we are so good at it. She looked at the stars on the screen. So many worlds. So many people. We showed them what happens when humans go to war. Now let's show them what happens when humans make peace. Captain Amy Baker stood on the bridge of her ship, the Guardian. Through the big window, she could see the planet below. It was a Krivak's world called Dorn. Just 1 week ago, this world had been ready for war. Now things were different. Are we sure about this? Asked her helper, Paul Wilson. He looked worried. The Krivaks tried to kill us. They hurt our people. And now we're helping them? Amy nodded. Yes, these are not the leaders who attacked us. These are just people. Farmers, workers, families. They need help. On the planet, a bad storm had hit the biggest city. Many buildings were broken. The power was out. People were cold and hungry. The Kryvax government was trying to help, but they did not have enough ships or supplies. That's when Captain Amy had called them. "We can help," she had said. "We have food, medicine, machines to fix your power. Let us help." The Kryvax were surprised. They did not trust humans, but they needed help. Now human ships were landing on Dorne. Human workers were helping fix the city. Human doctors were taking care of hurt Kryvax. It was something no one had seen before. The people who had been ready to fight each other were now working together. In his office on the Galactic Council space station, John Miller got a message from Amy. He read it and smiled. Then he called Susan into his office. "It's working," he said. "The help mission to Dorne is going well. The Kryvax there were afraid of humans at first. Now they see we want to help." Susan looked at the pictures Amy had sent. Humans and Kryvax working side by side to fix broken buildings. "It's a good start," she said. "But some Kryvax still don't trust us, some still want to fight." "I know," John said. "That's why we have to keep working. We need to show them that humans are not their enemy. We need to show them that we can all do better together than apart." Back on Earth, General Mary Lewis was in a meeting with leaders from many countries. They were talking about what to do next. "Some people want us to take over Kryvax space," said one leader. "We have the ships. We have the power. Why not use it?" Mary shook her head. "Because that's not who we are. We don't want to rule others. We want to live in peace. If we use our power to hurt or control, we become what we have always fought against." Another leader spoke up. "But we need to be sure the Kryvax won't attack us again. How can we trust them?" "We can't," Mary said. "Not yet. That's why our ships will stay ready. But we will not attack. We will show them that humans keep their word. We said we wanted peace and we meant it." The Galactic Council was changing. For thousands of years it had been run by the oldest and strongest alien groups. Now, with humans joining, other young worlds wanted to join too. Zexitral, who was no longer the leader but still had power, met with John. "You have changed things," he said. "Some council members do not like it. They think humans have too much power now." "We don't want power over others," John said. "We want to be equal. We want all worlds to have a voice." "Even the Kryvax?" Zexitral asked after what they did. John nodded. "Yes, even them. We have fought many wars on Earth. We learned that true peace only comes when old enemies find a way to work together." Zexitral made a sound that meant he was thinking. "Your kind is strange, human. You build warships but don't want to use them. You're good at fighting but try to avoid it. You help those who hurt you." "Not strange," John said. "Just different. We've seen what endless war does. We've been there. We don't want to go back." On the Kryvax homeworld, things were also changing. After seeing what happened to their ships after seeing humans help their hurt world, some Kryvax were starting to think differently. A young Kryvax named Kren was talking to a human doctor who had come to help. "Why are you helping us?" Kren asked. "We attacked your people." The doctor, a woman named Jane Carter, smiled as she fixed Kren's hurt arm. "Because it's the right thing to do. Your leaders made bad choices, but you didn't. You're just a person who got hurt." "On our world," Kren said, "we are taught that the strong should rule, that fighting makes us strong." Jane finished working on his arm. "On our world, we learned that true strength isn't about who can hurt others the most. It's about who can help others the most. It's about making things better, not breaking things down." Kren thought about this. It was a new idea for him. "Do you think Kryvax and humans can ever be friends after all that's happened?" "I hope so," Jane said. "It won't be easy. It will take time. But right now, you and I are talking. That's a start." Word of these small moments spread. Stories about humans helping Kryvax. About Kryvax learning from humans. Little by little, things were changing. On her ship, Amy got a message. A Kryvax ship was in trouble near a star that was acting strange. The ship had been studying the star when something went wrong. Now it was stuck being pulled toward the star. Should we help them? Paul asked. It could be a trap. Amy thought for a moment. Even if it is, we have to try. Send a message to Earth. Tell them what we're doing. Then set a course for that star. Yes, Captain, Paul said. He didn't look happy, but he did as she said. As the Guardian moved toward the troubled Kryvax ship, Amy looked out at the stars. This is what humans do, she said quietly. We help, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, because that's the world we want to live in. One where people help each other. 1 year had passed since the day the Kryvax attacked the human colonies. 1 year since humans showed the galaxy they were not weak. Many things had changed. In the big meeting room of the Galactic Council, the seats were no longer in rows going up high. Now they were in a circle. Every seat was the same size. Every seat was the same height. This was an idea from Earth. It meant that all who sat there were equal. John Miller sat in the human seat. Next to him was Kren, the young Kryvax, who had talked to the human doctor. Kren was now speaking for his people. The old Kryvax leaders who wanted war were gone. Today we talk about the new rules for the stars near both our worlds, Kren said. His voice was calm and clear through the translators. The human plan is good. Shared space, shared work, shared learning. Zexitral, who now sat in a normal seat, like everyone else, looked surprised. You agree with the humans after all that has happened? Kren's shell moved in a way that meant he was thinking carefully about his words. We have learned much from humans. They could have destroyed us when they had the power. Instead, they helped us. They showed us a different way. John smiled a small smile. It had not been easy to get to this point. There had been more fights, more hard times. But slowly, things were getting better. The human plan is for a place in space where all people can come, John said. Not just humans, not just Kryvax. All who want to work together, learn together, live together. Many of the aliens in the room nodded. Some made happy sounds in their own ways. But some still looked worried. What about your warships? Asked a small green alien. You built them in secret once. How do we know you won't do it again? John stood up. We will show you all our ships, all our space stations. Nothing will be secret now. And we ask the same of all council members, no more secrets. That is how trust begins. The vote was not fast. Many aliens talked for a long time. Many asked hard questions. But in the end, most said yes to the new plan. After the meeting, John walked with Susan through the space station. Through the big windows, they could see ships from many worlds moving around. Human ships, Kryvax ships, ships from all the council worlds. Did you ever think we would get here? Susan asked. That day when the council said no to helping us? When the Kryvax attacked? John shook his head. No. I thought we were heading for a long, hard war. I'm glad I was wrong. On the planet Dorn, Captain Amy Baker walked with Grath, the Kryvax who had once led ships against humans. Now he was helping build a place where humans and Kryvax could live together. My people did not understand yours, Grath said as they looked at the new buildings going up. We thought your talk of peace meant you were weak. Many people make that mistake, Amy said. They think that wanting peace means you can't fight. But the best fighters are often those who hate fighting the most. We know that now, Grath said. We have seen what happens when humans go to war, and what happens when humans make peace. The second is much better. On Earth, General Mary Lewis was in her office. She was about to leave her job. The war room deep under the ground was being changed. It would now be a place where people from Earth and other worlds could meet and talk. Steve came in with some papers. The last warships are being changed, he said. Most will now be ships for learning and finding new worlds. Some will stay ready, just in case. But they will be under the watch of all council worlds, not just Earth. Mary signed the papers. Do you think the peace will last? She asked. Steve thought before he answered. I think it has a chance. A better chance than we had before. That's all we can ask for, Mary said. A chance to show that working together is better than fighting. Back on the Council space station, a small ship was coming in. It was from a world that had never talked to the Council before. A world that was young and new to space. They had seen the changes in the galaxy. They had seen how humans and Kryvax were now working together. They wanted to be part of it. John and Kren went together to meet them. The new aliens were tall and thin with pale blue skin. They looked nervous. "Welcome," John said. "We are glad you have come." "We were afraid," said the leader of the new aliens. "We heard stories about the Galactic Council, about how they only cared about the strong, about how they let the Kryvax attack others." "Those stories were true once," Kren said. "But things have changed. Because of humans," the alien said. "We heard they fight like no one else, that they have the best warships in the galaxy." John smiled and shook his head. "That is not why things changed. Things changed because we showed that there is strength in peace, that helping others makes everyone stronger." As they walked the new aliens to the council room, John thought about the long road that had brought them here, about the hard choices, the fighting, the pain, but also the healing, the new friendships. The hope. The Galactic Council had said humans dreaded war. They were right. Humans did dread war, but not because they were weak or afraid, because they knew what came after war, the broken worlds, the lost lives, the pain that lasted for years. Humans dreaded war because they were good at it, too good. They knew what they could do, but they also knew what they could build, what they could fix, what they could make better. As the doors to the new council room opened, John saw the faces of many kinds of people from many worlds, all sitting as equals, all working toward peace. This was what happened next. After the fighting, after the fear, this was what humans had been working toward all along. Not a galaxy ruled by the strong, but a galaxy where being strong meant being wise enough to choose peace, where the best warriors were those who found ways to never use their weapons. This was the world humans wanted, and now, at last, they had a chance to build it.